Tale of two halves, I think. I think obviously being 2-0 down in this league is incredibly difficult to get back into it, but we showed our character, we showed our mentality, the never say die, never give up, and you know, we showed what we're capable of doing in that second half, and by scoring 3 goals and missed some chances as well, so it could have been a lot easier and different, but thankful for the 3 points, and we move on.
Awesome. So, what do you think kind of led to that first half of the performance?
I mean, Angel City are a good team in transition, and so if you give away the ball in dangerous areas, they can punish you, and ultimately that the first goal comes from a transition moment. The second goal is a set piece, and it's unfamiliar territory for us. It's been a while since we've been a couple of goals down in games, but again, two halves are never the same. We rectified it in our halftime team talk, and we went after it. Nothing to lose at that point.
What was the message in that halftime team talk?
I think a lot of it's down to like fundamentals, right? We can talk about strategies, but you have to be motivated to make sure you tackle, make sure you look after the ball, not give it away, have an objective to score, put pressure on, put fear into opponents, and certainly we did that in the second half, and the crowd fully got behind us. When the crowd get going, it can be intimidating for any away team, and so we use that to fuel us, and all the way until the end, we managed to get the result.
You bring in Oyane, Carson, Haley. Just how much did they kind of change the game in that second half? Obviously, with Oyane and Carson getting assists, but just with those three coming in and really giving the team a bit of energy, just how much do you kind of attribute their performance to the result?
I think, as always, it's a collective effort. You cannot just look at individuals as substitutions. They have to be game changers, and they certainly change the game. But that's with the players who are already on the field as well. And again, the first half players played a part in that. Wearing Angel City down, making sure that we're making them defend in areas. And we had enough energy towards the end of the game to come back and score 3 goals. So it's always a collective effort. Yes, substitutions can change behaviours and change the outcome of the game, and that's their job. But it's always about the team.
Maurice? Seb, congrats on the win. Wanted to ask you, obviously, with this win under your belt, how do you plan to build momentum? Long flight to Portland on May 3rd. Thank you.
I mean, the result helps with the momentum. I think as well, even going back to last week's, I thought, disappointing result. I thought the performance was still there. I thought we controlled the game last week, but we didn't get the result. And a sign of a good team is how you respond to disappointment and going through those moments of adversity. And it's not familiar for us. Obviously, last year we won the Shield with an unbeaten record. That's now in the past, and so to come into this game and be 2-0 down at half time, it tests our character, and we showed that regardless of what the result is, like, we still have an opportunity to make a difference, and we certainly did that in the second half.
Sean?
After last week, you had a lot of was talked about finishing last week, lack of finishing. You went 70 minutes tonight where you're struggling to hit the target. Can you talk about the importance for the team of being able to get those 3 goals?
You just got to persevere and keep going. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Last week, whether it was the final cross or final pass or not getting across defenders, what I need to give credit to with our players is, they take on feedback really well. They take information from all the coaching staff really well, and if they listen and continue to grow and learn, then they get their rewards that like they did in by scoring 3 goals. The crosses were phenomenal from Oyani, Carson. The finishes from Barbara getting across the defender, Marty getting in the right area, and if you have enough players in that area, you can force an error from a defender, and so it's that willingness to do it and having that understanding as well, and listening and getting the feedback from the staff, because we've been in those positions as players, and if we continue to do it, we can continue to get the rewards, and it showed tonight.
Awesome. Just with Marta's goal in the 72nd minute, how much do you feel that just kind of boosted the confidence of the team going forward to eventually get that equalizer?
Yeah, I mean, goals change games, and so once Marty gets that goal, you can see the momentum, you can see the attitude of the players, you can see the crowd getting up and off their feet and really being that 12th player to spur us on to go after it. We always felt like we were in this game, even that 2-0 down. We knew that we could come back, and so to get it off the mark, and we had a couple more chances as well, but it wasn't meant to be. The goalkeeper made some good saves, and even at the other end, Anna made some really good saves that kept us in it as well. So goals change games. We managed to get that goal and build that momentum, with the players and the fans, and it made us go on and get the second and the third.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, first half we just weren't ourselves, and that was pretty obvious. We just couldn't get a rhythm, and obviously led in the 2 goals, and we needed to have a full vibe check at halftime, and we did, and we came out super strong at half. I was so proud of the team for the drive, and I had every belief that we were gonna put some on them and make it a game, I think we just went after them in the second half, and we were gonna stop at nothing to score those goals, and I'm just super happy that we came back and got the result.
Awesome. Hey, Gary.
Hey.
Just talked to you the other day. Just within that first half, what do you feel that kind of just led to the lackluster 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think we just weren't ourselves individually. I think our press was a little off, and we kind of got in our heads, and they broke it a few times. And when they break it with players like Alyssa Thompson and Giselle and Emsley, you feel that, right? Because those players can do really dangerous things, and then we weren't connecting our passes on the flip side. We'd win the ball and give it right back to them. And honestly, I think that was the hardest part for us, is just keeping possession. Because again, they have dangerous players that can exploit you when you give the ball away. So, not our best half.
Do you feel that the pressure they were putting on just kind of made you feel uncomfortable and make those passes that were being intercepted? Do you feel like that you were being a little bit too rushed, and you were taking your time to make those passes? Or?
Yeah, I think we were rushing ourselves, though. I think we had more time than we thought we had, and I think it's a mind game. It was just uncharacteristic of us to do that, and we can be cleaner with much more pressure, and we've showed that we can do that, and it just wasn't our half, and I think we got in our head. You miss one pass, and all you're thinking the next pass is don't miss the next pass, and I think it was just a weird funk for that first half.
Kind of coming into the second half, and Marta scored that goal in the 72nd. How big was that just of a motivator to kind of let you guys back into it, knowing we're in this still?
Oh, everything. That goal was everything. I think up until that goal, we had so much momentum, and we all thought we were going to score that first goal to get us back in the game. But as time drags on, you're like, is it going to come? Is it going to come? Even with good chances. And so for her to put that away early enough for us to be like, oh, we still have so much time left. We have the momentum. We can do this. So, that goal changed everything.
When Carson comes in, you obviously shift to center back, a position you're very familiar with, just like every other player, your position on the field. But it's been a minute since you've played in a game. Just how comfortable are you playing it with Emily in the middle?
Yeah, no, I'm super comfortable. I've played lots of minutes at center back, and I think it's super easy changing positions in the back line. Back line dynamics are always the same, whether I'm playing left back or center back. And I have to shift that mindset. But as you said, I'm used to doing that in a lot of different positions, and the shift from left back to center back isn't too big. So I've done it before. I feel like my teammates have confidence in me to play that position, and I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Sean?
A big talking point last week was finishing throughout the game, and then first half and early in the second half, kind of that issue kind of recurred. You talked about the importance of the team of being able to find those 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. Like you said, we've been waiting for that final product. We played really well last week with no final product at all, and even though it took us till later in the game, I think it was awesome for us to score those 3 goals and just get into those positions. We were super dangerous. I mean, we could have put even more on them in that second half. We didn't really get any chances in front of goal first half, but hopefully that momentum of those 3 goals carries into next week.
Luis?
Thank Kerry, congrats on the win. I wanted to ask you, Priska started tonight. How did she do, and how is she adapting? Grace also played at Inter&Co, so it was great to see her. And also wanted to ask you about the impact of Carson Pickett. Thank you.
Yeah, Priska got her first start tonight, and I thought she did super well. She offers us something different out there. You know, a lot of outside backs haven't faced her yet in the league, and her pace is undeniable, you know, and for her ability to just go at them again and again, go at Vignola, go at whoever's out there defending her, and she doesn't care who's defending her. She'll just, you know, push it by them over and over and over again. And as an outside back, that is so hard to deal with. You know you're in it every time they get the ball to their feet. So I thought she brought a lot of energy on both sides of the ball, and was really happy with her first start. I'm so happy to see Grace get her first minutes in Inter&Co. It's been a long road back to playing for her, recovering from her injury, and I think she comes on for us and does a job. You know, she's really physical in the midfield, and you know, we'll put her body on the line, and that's what we needed. And then for Carson to come in and put those balls in the box, and that's what we needed to do, right? We needed to test them and put balls in the box and just see what they would do and test their goalkeeper, and that's what we did. And I'm so happy for her. You know, she had to come back from recovery too, and see her come in and change a game like that, it's awesome. It's what got us the win.
Okay, just taking back to the moment you guys get the eventual game winner. Just for you, what was your perspective? What did you see? What was your reaction?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I knew it would come. Like, I had full belief in this team. Once we scored honestly, once we scored the second goal, I was like, we're winning this game. We had so much momentum, and we were going at them over and over and over again. But yeah, I think the third goal going in, it's kind of this for like a second, and then it's like, okay, like we need to see out this game. And as a center back at that moment, I'm just like fully stressed. You know, no. I can't be excited for that long. I was joking even after the final whistle. I can't be happy. I'm still stressed out from the game. But when you put balls into dangerous areas and you have forwards making dangerous runs, things happen. You know, and that's what we did, and we need to do more of that for sure. And earlier in the game.
Thank you, Kerry.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think the game was a bit of a roller coaster for us, but honestly, good teams find a way to win, and I think we did that. We dug deep, and it took every single person on this team, every single player, every single staff. We talk about it every single day. Everyone matters. Everyone's just important as the other person, and I think it took every single person at this club to win that game tonight, especially the fans. They really helped us do that. And then the goal, I love a good left-footed service. So when you see people like Ali Watt and Barbara Banda in the box, you put it on their head, or you try to find their head. So I think that's what I was aiming for. I always tell Ali Watt when I get it just to get in the box, and she did exactly that, and it was a great team goal.
Awesome.
Carson, what was the message from Seb when you were coming into the game?
In the beginning of the game? I think, his message was that, we don't lower our standards just because we had a loss. It's the best teams in this league and the best teams in the world find a way to win after a loss. And I think everyone looks at you a little more to see how you're going to react to a loss. And I think that we did just that. It started a bit slower, but it doesn't matter. This team digs deep every time we're on that field, and I think we never turn on each other, and I think that it speaks to the culture of this team.
How big was that goal for Marta just to kind of start things off and really get the confidence going?
I mean, huge. I think it gave us belief. I think we deep down have belief, but we kind of need that. Okay, we're really in this game, and we can fight back, claw back, and yeah, I mean, it gave us that extra bit of confidence to go out there and continue to score because we saw that we could find a way to break them down, and we needed to do it again and again.
Luis?
Thank you, Carson. Congrats on a massive win. I wanted to ask you, you were down 2 goals in the first half, coming off a tough loss against Washington. How did the team, rally together to pull out this amazing win? Based on your experience, how do you guys, especially the leaders of the group, the ones that have the most experience, rally the young core of the team to push this win?
Yeah, I mean, being a veteran in this league, I know that obviously every point counts, but also we have so many games that I think just because you have one bad game or a game that you don't win, honestly, we played great in that last game. We just didn't get the result, but it's just one game, and you have to kind of be like a goldfish. You got to forget about it. You can't let it bother you. You can't think about it. You learn from it and you move on. And I think, again, like I said, the best teams in this league and the best teams in the world find a way to move on. And I think the game after a loss is probably one of the biggest games that sets your tone of the rest of your season.
Sean?
Coming out in the second half, you guys came out really attacking, especially after giving up a goal, the second goal so late in the first half. You talk about the message at halftime and the team's response to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the message was just that everyone needs to do their job, and we have to find a way to get back. The first half's gone. It's kind of like the loss. The loss is gone last week, and you move on. The first half's gone, you move on, and good teams find a way to win, and I think that that's exactly what happened in that game. You have nothing to lose when you're down 2-0, so you just go for it, and I think that's what we did. We put a lot of pressure on them, and we found a way.
Last question also.
Just from your perspective on the first half, what do you feel kind of happened to lead to that?
I don't know. I think there's some unlucky play. I think obviously off corner kicks and set pieces, sometimes it's tough to concede on those, but I don't know. I think that we just need to be a little bit harder. I think they're winning first balls and second balls. So, but I think the team rallied back, and I think in the first half we still had really good moments. I think there was great moments in the first half, and we just have to put it all together. We have to put a complete game together, and that's what we're looking forward to do.
Thank you, Carson.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys.